Hi all, welcome back. Today's topic is how you increase focus. All right, so basically, what I do and what I've taught in some of my videos, um, one is being in your body, and what this does is it sinks you into the present moment. It sinks you into this moment, and also if you just feel your body, if you are just in your body, you're feeling your stomach, right? You straight away start to be more aware of everything. You start to be aware of the silence. You start to be aware of what you say, what you're doing, your surroundings, how you breathe. You'll just be more sunk into this moment. You'll be much more aware. And the second one is to put your tongue on the rooftop of your mouth. I've said it in some of my videos, and what this does, it increases your ability to focus. So now, because your tongue is touching the rooftop of your mouth, you are automatically feeling your body, and you are also concentrating with your mouth, with your tongue. You're focused. You're doing two things at once. Now, because you're in your body, you're sunk into this moment, and you're touching your tongue to the rooftop of your mouth, and you're concentrated and focused because you're doing two things at once. When you put your tongue to the rooftop of your mouth, you're actually more balanced in the mind. You got you have increased your confidence and your concentration and focus. Okay, so the third thing is that you can mix with this is doing the Gaya Mudra. Okay, and what the Gaya Mudra is, I've explained in my third video, my third lecture, the Gaya Mudra. And what this does, I'll just give you a bit of information on it, is it helps you to calm down your mind and to focus also. When you do the Gaya Mudra, it helps you focus. And how I mix the Gaya Mudra is I tell myself, every time I'm in the Gaya Mudra, I'm accepting. Okay, now I'm accepting that I'm feeling my body. Okay, and if I wasn't saying this video, I'd have my tongue on the rooftop of my mouth. And now I could be reading. I could be reading something. I'm reading. I have I put my hands like this on my lap, and I'm reading. I'm focused on the information. I accept the information. I feel how I feel my feelings to the words of everything that's being said. I'm focused on that task of reading. I'm accepting. I'm keeping open-minded by doing the Gaya Mudra and accepting. I'm much more aware, and awareness makes you increase your focus. So the Gaya Mudra is when you say every time I'm in the Gaya Mudra, I'm accepting. When you are accepting, you're in the frequency state of awareness. So now you're accepting the information, you're focused on the words, you're focused on the breathing. Breathing increases your focus also. When you're able to breathe to a big extent, like you're able to, and you're able to breathe actual breathing, when you're able to breathe, it makes you clarify your mind. Oxygen helps you clarify your mind. It helps you focus. The Gaya Mudra, when you're doing acceptance, helps you focus. Even if you're just doing the Gaya Mudra, it will help balance your mind and focus. Also, when you're in your body, it will sink you into this moment, which will make you aware, and you'll be able to stay focused. Also, when you're putting the tongue to the rooftop of your mouth, you'll be automatically sunk into the body. And because your tongue is touching the rooftop of your mouth, you're going to be more balanced and focused and concentrated, because you can be doing you can be in your body and be doing the tongue at the same time. Only these two. You can do these two and you can increase your focus like that, or you can do all three. You could be doing acceptance also to increase your focus. When you're doing all three while you're breathing and while you're listening to silence, so say these words, right? You're listening to me, but there's silence in between my words, right? So you're aware of the silence in between my words. And because you're aware of the silence in between my words, you're much able to focus on what's being said because you're listening to the silence. Okay? So when you're reading something, when you're reading, you actually you realize the silence in the room you're in. You could be hearing something in your um, earphones, like the guy speaking, but he's probably having a break in between the words, and you can actually listen to the silence in the room or wherever you are. If you're outside, you can listen to the silence outside, or in between the audio, in between the words of the person that's speaking. And now, because you're accepting, because you're in your body, because your tongue's touching the rooftop of your mouth, because you're breathing, and because you're listening to the silence all around, this increases your focus. Okay? So, also, another way to build focus is to say you're reading. Say you're reading. When you read 1 hour every single day for the next year, it doesn't have to be for the year, but say you read 1 hour every day for 1 month, you've actually pushed yourself to focus on reading every single day for 1 hour. And because you've went 1 hour each session for 30 days and you've been consistent in your reading, and because you've learnt a lot, and because you've been reading and actually sitting down and focusing on the words and what's being said over time, because you've listened for 30 hours, the more you listen, the more you're going to be able to listen even more, and you're going to be able to read more. You're going to be able to focus much better because you understand the information. You're getting ideas. You're keeping open-minded, and because you're open-minded, you're much able to stay focused because you're open-minded, and because you're reading. When you read consistently when you do something consistently for a period of time, you're going to build more focus. So if you're weightlifting, right, and you're training your legs, you're doing your abs, you're doing your back, you're doing your shoulders, you're doing your muscles, you know, you're doing one thing at a time consistently for over a period of time, you're building up your focus, you're building up your strength, okay? And the more you go to the gym, the more you do a certain task that you love to do, the more it's going to become natural for you to be able to do that task because you focused on it before and you've built up mental strength that says, hey, now because I've done it for a certain period of time, now it's actually a part of my lifestyle, and I'm actually able to go to the gym every day. I'm able to do what I love to do with no problems because I'm able to focus on what I love to do because I've done it consistently for a period of time. Okay, so once you do something consistently for a period of time, you're building up focus. So if you focus on your breathing for a period of time, then you're going to be able to focus on your breathing even longer for that next period of time. So if you're focusing on your breathing for 2 months, you're going to improve your breathing, right? And then you're going to be able to focus even more on your breathing later on. It's going to become natural to breathe. So, for example, this is more likely for smokers. So when you're breathing, you're going to be the more you practice breathing, the more you're going to be able to focus on the breathing. So it's like meditation. So when you meditate, you know you're focusing on meditation, focusing on being in the present moment, and when you're in this moment, you are staying focused and you are breathing. You're focusing on your breathing. You're focusing on the silence. You're focusing on what I'm saying right now. You're focusing, right? I'm focusing on my tones and how I come off across, right? And the more I am able to focus on a certain task, the more my focus is going to improve in that certain area. Okay, so another way is to swim. To swim. So if you practice swimming, right? You're swimming, 50-meter freestyle, 50-meter freestyle, and you're doing that consistently for a period of time. You're gonna build up your focus to be able to swim for. So say you take one step, you train one day and you keep it consistent for 30 days. You're going to be much able, you're going to build up the focus needed to be able to swim for 30 days, because you start from one day, the next day you go, the next day you go, and because you've done 30 days, the next 30 days is going to be much easier for you because you've built up the focus needed in that 30 days time. Okay, so another way is to I've said exercise is one way. Also focus, drinking water. Drinking water is another good thing to do when you want to focus, when you want to keep focused. You keep hydrated. You keep hydrated. This makes you not dehydrated, so you're better able to focus. You got more clarity in the mind. You got water in you. You got the minerals needed to go about your day. Also shower. A shower is pretty good. After a shower, I feel much more refreshed. I feel better able to focus because I feel clean. I just had a shower, washed my teeth, and washed my hair, and I feel much better about myself. Now I can start doing a task that I want to do, that I love to do. So a shower will also increase your focus. Also sleeping, having a good sleep schedule. So sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours every day. Okay, 7 to 8 hours. Having a decent amount of rest will help you to help increase your focus. You'll realize that when you are not able to sleep for 24 hours, right? When you're not able to sleep for a long period of time, you'll start decreasing in focus. You'll start getting tired. You'll start losing this moment because you're getting tired. You're getting exhausted, and you are not in this right space when you are exhausted, when you are tired, when you suddenly have a problem with sleeping, and not a problem with sleeping, but you're just exhausted, you want to sleep, and you can't focus on anything else because you're so tired. So getting a good amount of rest will increase your focus. Drinking water, exercising, pushing yourself to read and pushing yourself to do what you love to do. So do what you love to do because you're much able to focus in those areas. You're much less likely to focus on the things that you hate to do, right? When you have to go to a job, a 9 to 5 job that you hate, you're much less likely to not focus on that job in that workplace. But when you are doing what you love to do, you're much able to focus because this is your passion. This is what you love to do. This is what you're good at. So when you do what you love to do, you're automatically much more focused on that certain task that you love to do because you love that. You love what you do as a person, right? And because you love something, because you love what you do, it could be a number of things, right? You increase your focus like that because that makes you happy, right? When you are happy, you are increasing your focus when you are in a state of positivity and happiness. Okay, so this is why I'm saying that when you are in your body, when you are doing the Gaya Mudra and accepting, when you're accepting, you're in a positive state. Okay, you're in a joyful state, a happiness state. Okay, I definitely know this for me, for sure, right? And if it works for me, it will work for you too. All right. Also, when I am in my body, I'm much more in this present moment, right? And because I'm in the present moment, just being in my body, right, I'm much more happy because I am in my body. And because I'm happy, I'm much more focused on what I'm doing. And because I'm focused and because I'm happy, you know, That's the ultimate goal, to be happy, right? So when I'm in my body, sometimes I put my tongue to the rooftop of my mouth to help me concentrate. Sometimes I love being in my body. I love to be in my body, but I also add to it. I mix it up. Sometimes I'm just in my body when I don't feel like putting my tongue on the rooftop of my mouth. I'm still in my body. I'm still aware, and then I change it up. I do the acceptance. Sometimes I'm accepting. I'm listening to a book, and I'm just accepting and in my body. And then I mix it up. I put my tongue to the rooftop of my mouth, and I do all three things at once. And I'm much able to focus because I love to read, right? I love to read. That increases my focus also. So also when I'm pushing myself, when you are pushing yourself in a certain task that you love to do, or when you are pushing yourself in something, right? You're building mental endurance, right? So for example, me, when I am reading, sometimes I read 1 hour a day. The next day, I read 2 hours a day. I push myself that much further. Then a few nights, I read 4 hours, 4 hours a night, right? I've pushed my mentality and my focus to focus on longer periods of time, to focus on a book for 4 hours, just on that task, right? Because I'm building my focus. I'm building my mental strength to be able to focus for long periods of time. Okay, so sometimes there was probably a couple of occasions I've went 9 hours reading, right? And after that 9 hours, I felt incredible because I learned so much in that period of time, and I learned that necessary focus in when you're focusing on reading for 9 hours, right? The longer you read, the faster you are picking things up, right? If you are having a break, right? You're having a break, you read 10 minutes, and then you have a 3 hour period you haven't read, right? And then you go back to it, then you've actually probably even maybe forgot some of it or what was said, So when I'm reading for long periods of time, I'm learning much quicker and better the longer I read, right? And because I'm learning, I'm picking things up on how I feel when I'm doing things at a longer endurance rate. So when I'm reading for 9 hours, I deliberately read 9 hours just to see how I am going to learn in that period of time, right? And I found out that when I'm reading for long periods of time, I am much able to recap what the book was about because I've focused on it for 9 hours or for 6 hours for a long period of time, for 3 hours, 2 hours, right? Without having a break. Maybe it's because I have an audio book on. I go have a water. I'm drinking water while I'm listening. I'm still focused. I'm still in my body. I'm still doing acceptance. I'm still concentrating. Right? I'm in the present moment, and because I'm in the present moment, I'm focused. And also, there is another one. For example, writing goals down. When you write goals down, something that you want to achieve in life, you are much able to focus on it, right? Because you've written it down. You've written your goals down. And what happens is when you write your goals down, right, what you want to accomplish for the end of the year or for next year, right? When you write it down, your subconscious mind automatically goes to work on your goals, right? You could probably take 15, 20 days off, and then you'll realize, hey, I have these goals. So because I've written them down, I haven't done anything for 20 days. Now, because I've lagged so much, I feel like getting up and just doing and making that next step, right? Because you've written it down. But if you didn't write it down, you'll probably lose what you want. You thought of something, and then 30 days later you forgot what you thought in this moment. You haven't written it down. Okay, so for example, my goals for today. Okay, these are my goals for today. Yep, lectures. So do a lecture. All right, do a lecture. Reading 2 hours. Right, these are some of my goals for today. 2 hour music session. A haircut. Calling a friend. heading to a poker game, a poker card game. Get out of the house. Also, shaving my beard. All right. Buying my dad something. All right. Eating something. Okay. Connecting. All right. These are my 10 goals for today. Now, I'm gonna focus on 2 goals that are most important to me today. The most important ones. Okay. So the most important ones for me today is to do a lecture, right? To do a lecture and to read 2 hours. These are my 2 tasks that I must complete today. Okay? These are my most important tasks. Okay? So this is also what Brian Tracy said in his book. I think it was Eat the Frog, his book. He said, if you have a goal, if you have 10 goals, what are your 2 most important goals for that period, for that day, or for that year that you want to achieve? And focus on those 2 goals. So for me, connecting, eating, buying my dad something, shaving, poker, calling a friend, haircut, music session, right? These things are irrelevant to me because I want to help someone grow by doing a lecture and I want to grow myself as a person, right? These are my 2 most important things for today. Once I finish that, then I can go get a haircut. Then I can go call a friend. Then I can go to poker. Then I can go shave. Then I can go buy my dad something. Then I can eat. And then I can connect. Because I've done my 2 goals for today that I want to achieve. My 2 most important goals for today. Okay? So if you're making long-term goals, all right, focus on maybe 2 or 3 of those goals that you want to achieve for next year. All right, and write it down. You write 10 goals that you want to achieve next year, and focus on 2 of them, 2 of them or 3 of them. Okay, that you want to achieve next year. Okay, and this because you've written your 3 values for next year, you are much more likely to accomplish that, to accomplish those goals, because these are your 3 most valuable things that you want to achieve for 2018, for 2020, for whichever year. Okay, so this is how you build your focus um, when you are writing your goals down. You know, your 2 most important goals, right, for that day is your must achieve. Your must. It could be anything you want. You just write your 10 goals for today. Okay, what you want to accomplish today and what's your most 2 important goals out of the 10. Get those completed and then finish off the rest. Okay, finish off your 2 most important goals for today. All right, so this is a way to build focus. So for example, me, if I continue this for 30 days, right, I've built up my focus. I've read an extra 60 hours for the whole month. I've completed an extra 30 videos, lectures to help someone. You know, so I feel better about myself. I'm growing as a person, and I've actually helped someone with that information, with some type of information in my video, right? So to recap, you know, shower will help you increase your focus. You're much more clean. You're much more refreshed. You feel better. You know, also drinking water, being hydrated is very important for focus. Also, sleeping, having the right sleep, having 7 to 8 hours sleep every single night. You know, roughly. You know, just be able to feel well rested for the day. Also, training, exercising, lifting weights, gym, exercising. Once you're running. You know, when you run, you focus on your breathing, and the more you run, the more you're able to breathe better, and the more you are able to feel better during the day. And because you're feeling better, you're in this moment, you're sunk into this moment, and you're actually more focused and determined and motivated because you've finished something that you love to do. For example, if you wanted to exercise, if that's what you loved, you know, because you completed your task, you're gonna feel much happier because you've improved yourself in some way in your endurance, right? So another way is to write your goals down. You know, your 10 most important things that you want to achieve today, but your 2 most valuable goals out of those 10 is a must to complete today. Those 2 things you work on today, all right? And because you completed your 2 most important goals for the day, and you'll feel much better when you've completed those 2 tasks. And you'll be much happier because you've made progress, okay? Because you made progress, you're going to feel more focused for the future. The next day you write your 10 goals again. What do you want to accomplish for that day, right? What do you want to accomplish for that day? And then you pick your 2 most important goals for that day, right? Also, being in your body. Being in your body will help you sink you into the present moment. When you are in the present moment, you are much more focused. You're much more in this moment. You're much more focused and aware. When you're aware, you are heaps focused. When you're aware of the silence, silence increases focus because you're aware of you're increasing your awareness. You're aware of your surroundings, of the silence, right? In between the words also, when you're reading something, increasing your focus, right? When you're reading for long periods of time, when you're doing something consistently for a period of time, okay, will increase your focus. When you do what you love to do, will increase your focus, okay? When you love to do your passion, will increase your focus. When you love to help people, if you love to help people, you know, that's going to increase your focus and determination, okay? So also the Gaya Mudra, I always say in my videos about I love the Gaya Mudra. You know, it helps me keep me in a positive state, in a open-minded state, and focused state. Also keeps me present. I accept. I'm much able to have fun conversations with people, and I'm much able to not be jealous of anyone and not hate anyone because I accept that person no matter how they are. You know, so it keeps me in clarity and open-mindedness and happiness and joy. You know, I'm much more positive when I'm doing the Gaya Mudra. And also, pulling the tongue to the rooftop of your mouth will also help you concentrate on certain tasks. And there's one more. There's one more. If you want to increase your focus, what you can do is you can get something that's very still, and then what you can do, say it's on the table, right? You can put your tongue on the tip of your mouth, right? So I'll do it for you now, okay? And you keep your focus on that cup, okay? You keep your focus on that cup. And you also, what you can do, you keep your focus on the cup and you're listening to the silence also. Will help you increase your focus. And you can do the Gaya Mudra also while you're looking at that cup. You're looking at the cup, you're accepting the cup. Yeah. You're accepting the cup, right? You're listening to silence, you're accepting the silence, and you're concentrated with your tongue touching the rooftop of your mouth and you're focusing on that cup. You're just focusing on it. And you're accepting it also at the same time. Okay? That will also help you increase your focus. Okay? Because you're focusing on a certain thing, on a certain task that you want to complete. So in this case, you're looking at a steel cup, and that's your task, just to look at it for a certain period of time. Okay, so you can practice. Maybe you can do it 10 minutes a day, just to help you increase your focus. You know, just like looking at it, sitting and just focusing on that task, so that you can learn something from that. You can learn how to be focused at one thing at a time, you know. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hope to see you back, and see you later. Bye. Thank you.